In this video, we're wrestling with the question of how would a recession affect sports card collecting, as I'm clutching on for dear life my Jason Tatum card collection. The word recession gets thrown out a lot, and if you're anything like me, you might feel like you have absolutely no idea what that actually means. But really, it can be boiled down to GDP, and more specifically, annual growth GDP. Between 2 and 4% is a healthy annual GDP. In recession periods, though, at or below 0%. Right now, technically, the United States is at 3%, and it seems like our economy is in a really good spot. But look around you. Does that actually feel true? The point here is, what do you do when the analytics are telling you one thing, but your actual eyes and experiences are telling you something completely different? My argument would be intuitive, be safe, and don't look to take risks with your time or money. I highly recommend you look at the video I've linked in the description below. It's called The Moment We've All Been Waiting For by the Game of Trades channel. I was not a follower of this channel. They just popped up in my recommended videos. And really, it was a fantastic watch as someone who I don't understand economics or the stock market, the S&P 500, any of that. But I feel like I understood more of how to contextualize, like how people say the economy's never been better and business is booming and there's so much opportunity, and how that might not be very true at all. And there's a specific way to really look at that given another index, the ISM index. So not to go too far down the rabbit hole, I want to bring it back to what this means for sports cards and collectibles. But the two takeaways I had is, overall, through the ISM index, this graph that can indicate a warning signal of when the economy should be on high alert, even when your GDP growth percentage, even when it's like in that 2 to 4% healthy range, right? So some tangible indicators of a recession: lower real income. What that means is, even if you're making more money, the spending power that you have, like the effect that your money actually has, means that overall you're not feeling as much of that, at the full effect of your money. So that, and then also unemployment just being another indicator of what a recession can actually look like. There's a lot of other ones, but to spare you the time, the parallel to YouTube, the analytics can tell you whatever story you want it to. Right? So the value of being intuitive and very in touch with what the average user really wants to experience, whether that's on your YouTube channel, whether that's in a business, and as an investor, being intuitive about what actual people, what they are also feeling as buyers in this space, in this current climate. So the sports card tie-in, I'm not only going to be showing my collection and some of the personal cards that I would hope to keep going forward. Ideally, the recession itself, as we are dipping even further into an actual recession where, yes, the analytics, the S&P 500, these very clear indicators can show that our average GDP growth rate is on a decline. That is ultimately what a recession is by the specific term. So I'm going to show some of the cards I hope to keep going forward. How would a recession affect sports card collecting? If you're feeling the effects of what a recession on a larger scale looks like, consider adjusting your approach with collecting cards. So for example, eliminate those stupid Target card trips, or when you go to Walmart, just throwing in a couple of blaster boxes in the hopes that you get one card that's maybe worth 30. Like, it's such a terrible way to throw out money. You might as well at that point spare yourself and buy a $10 scratch ticket. I wouldn't recommend that, but I'm saying eliminate those stupid Target grabs, those stupid Walmart trips, throwing money out the door for just general retail product. There's really, if you're already a collector, there's probably a lot of cards that you have that you could cherish and value, and try and just really focus on for the next however long, months, next couple of years. Don't try to get too cute with prospecting or investing. Just don't try and do it. At that point too, you're running it's essentially the same kind of game as like DraftKings or different sports books, right? You're just having a piece of cardboard that's physically tied to it, right? So I would say hold the meaningful cards, hope you don't have to part with anything that you really love, and focus on skill building. Doing what you have to do to earn a living, and looking for ways to improve the current skills you have, and maybe even learn new skills that can allow for you to earn even more down the line. Invest in skills, certifications, trainings, paid internships and programs if possible. And my thought there is, the cardboard, it's always going to be there. So I really just kind of wanted to make this quick video. If you enjoyed this kind of discussion, let me know in the comments. Consider subscribing and check out another video to see more. Take care.